What's up, boys? We got the meta progression up to around maybe 80% now, although I think the masteries are only maybe 50%, but we're going to be doing some fun stuff today to take a break. I'm going to be doing some explosive mining with the demolitionists, trying to get some early gold and nitra scanners, trying to scale up my damage later on with the nitrogenic powder or gold tip bullets with all that. However, there is one issue that I found in a recent video, and that's if you do the negative movement speed thing with the huge nitra combined with the pickled nitra, you will actually lose the game on the drop pod, since it will result in you moving backwards. When you lose control of your character and move up towards the ramp to leave, you'll instead move backwards and just die, so you can't really take pickled nitra unless you're on the 10th stage, so you can just blow up the boss. You will still lose the run, but it would be pretty funny to pull it off at that point, so I would probably go for that. But I don't want to take it somewhere in the middle of the run and just lose because of that. Paint job, I don't know, I just don't think I'm going to be going much into the PGL here. So I'm mainly looking for the cryo grenade and the high explosive grenade. Both of those can get the TNT mining to do damage to the terrain. Preferably the cryo grenade first because it is a much better early weapon. There we go. Thankfully right on the last reroll. But you can also get it on the high explosive grenade, which does share the kinetic tag with the PGL, but it seems to be a much worse main weapon, and it doesn't really have any good level 18 overclocks for it, I think. So we did not get anything good here. Pickled nitra, of course, I want that much later. I mean, rations is fantastic, but I'd really like to get a scanner early on, and there we go, for the early gold scanner. Now I just need some terrain damage, and then the build will be coming together nicely. One issue with trying to do that, though, is that the cryo grenade has a decent number of balanced overclocks, and there's two that you really want specifically. Terrain damage and the triple grenade, because that's just so much damage and area coverage, you can't really pass up on that one. So you're not guaranteed to get both of them. And also, if you get the terrain damage as the first overclock, your early game damage will be extremely low, and you'll also have trouble dealing with the elites. I think I like reload over potency if they're both pretty close, since reload speed increases the damage and the freezing power, and potency is just freezing power. Let's see, I did one reroll, but we're still pretty light on nitra right now. PGL, I'm gonna take the crit damage, I think. I'm going all in on the throwable weapons to get more reload speed and damage for them. So the PGL won't scale super well here, and I'm not even going for the kinetic weapon. Well, I'm trying to get it in the build, but I'm not scaling up the kinetic damage. That's gonna be an awkward spot to mine out sometime. I'll probably try and get the rest and then maybe come back to that later. And we did get an early shell back, so that's going to be very difficult to deal with. Probably pull him into the detonator here. And then maybe I can get him to stop rolling over here and go for the rocks. That would be ideal, I think. Come on, stop rolling here. Then we can go for some rocks, hopefully. We'll go far enough to hit him. Not even close. Let's get the reload. So we are going to need to get a lot of detonators on him then. Over here, that's probably not the greatest timing. Right here would be fantastic. There we go, half his HP. I'm gonna try and grab some levels to increase my power here. Ooh, big explosion radius. Big damage. Let's get some early XP or explosive. I'm gonna take the damage because I am going to need some more help to actually kill him here. The early shellbacks are still very rough for this build, even with the nerfs to their damage stats. See if I can kill some of those detonators over there and cause the explosions on them, hopefully. I guess some early XP. So now, ideally I would get the high explosive, but I might take a decent throwable. The plasma and neurotoxin are both pretty solid. You can get some cool overclocks on the plasma, but I think I will take some damage amplification here to help me out a bit. Some more explosive damage. Reload, and hopefully try and get the overclock there. Reload. Yeah, I do want some overclocks on the neurotoxin to hopefully get the triple grenade and some extra potency on it. That would help my overall damage a decent amount. Reload for all throwables is great. Potency will get me an overclock. Got the TNT, no triple, so I do have to take this and I can't really increase the damage of it right now. I'm going to grab a bit of mining speed if it's that much higher than the other stuff. There can be a bit of inconsistency at some points since you only throw the cryo grenade when there are enemies nearby, I think. Let's grab a blue damage and then probably try and find some red sugar. Let's see, movement. I'll probably take some more damage on the cryo grenade. Well, maybe I just try and end it here, since it's getting pretty dicey. Let's get a bit of armor here. And then hope that there's not too many rocks in the way to get there. Alright, I think I can grab some decent XP here as well on the way back. Swarm grenade and axe kind of work, but I don't think they're great. High explosive, there we go. We can still get both of the mining grenades. Oops, didn't see that guy behind the pod. I'll take a big HP when I'm that low, definitely. Probably have to take a few hits to get on as well.
You made short work of stage 1. Well done, miner.
Nitro. Cryo grenade upgrade, early luck, bit of pickup, and some movement. This is kind of nice. Reload speed is one of the main stats I want, but that's only slightly better than a blue upgrade for throwable only, since I'm going all in on throwables, and the blue one is 15% reload speed. So it's kind of expensive to get a global upgrade like that when you can get a more efficient throwable anyways. So we were forced into the terrain damage on the first overclock, so hopefully I get the triple grenade and another scanner or two early on. Would be ideal. I'd like to get a bit of nitra for that as well, in case I get a bunch of dud artifacts.
Big swarm detected. Buck up and get ready. Landing site for the supply pod. Get it cleared out, miner.
Looks like there is no nitra in the area, so we're going there now in case there's any scanners.
Good work. Supply pod inbound.
These are not great. Divers is pretty nice, but I'd really like to have some more early scanners. Nope. So I guess we go squinties here probably. It's actually not bad with the cryo into the neurotoxin, but I think squinties will definitely be the most damage right now. We'll take some... I need the levels to try and get the triple. Although I do want the throwable reload.
The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming.
PGL or crit damage. Let's reroll that and take some explosive damage.
Objective completed.
Big damage, but I am not really going into the PGL at all here, so just more throwable stuff. A flyer, and what else? Another flyer. I'd like to find a little bit of red sugar, since I am taking a decent amount of damage from enemies hiding behind rocks and stuff. And of course, insane amounts of roly-polies.
There are too many to count. Get it done, Weiner.
They're a bit healthy, so I might go for some rocks as well. Status is just that one, so probably pass on that. Reload will give me an overclock, and it's the best stat for that. We will definitely take the triple for more damage amplification with the acid debuff. Damage or reload, I like reload more, unless it's way higher. Luck, I think I'm gonna take as much as that as I can get for such a long run. Still need another 3 levels on the cryo grenade to hopefully get the best in slot overclock for that. Try and grab some of that XP that I was leaving behind as well, since they're almost dead now. Cryo, I do really want to get the triple going on that. Neuro, probably reload over that. I'll take potency or reload on it, but damage just isn't super helpful there. Mainly a utility weapon here. Kinetic is definitely not great. We'll take some crit chance since that might be a bit hard to get.
Well done. Objective completed.
Neuro damage, probably grab a bit of HP here. See if I can do a quick sweep for the elite XP. Potency is nice on it though. Damage into the overclock. Triple, yes, we got it. Cluster grenades. Grab some decent armor. Damage, sure.
Get yourself onto that drop pod. It's about to head out.
potency or a damage there. I do need some levels on that to get the mining for it, and they're fairly close, and we're a full TNT build, so I do need the levels for it.
Onwards to stage 3.
Reload I will take, and paint job would help me get the explosion radius a bit quicker, which is pretty nice to have. Bit of crits. I'd mainly like to have explosion radius and reload speed stats for the gold upgrades. I'll take a bit of HP though. Ooh, reload speed, that's good. I'll get a bit more movement. And I'm almost out of gold. That'll leave me with 40, 30 after rerolling. See if there's anything good here. I'll take a legendary movement, sure. Gotta go fast. Oh, there's a hoarder right there. And every once in a while you can get a single blue artifact on the hoarder, I think. So there's a small chance you can get a scanner from them as well. We can also blow up all of the salt nearby while waiting for him to freeze to death. Nothing amazing. 60 Nitra could give me some cool reload speed maybe. For one of my two main weapons, I'm down for that. We got some reload for the Neuro. Got plenty of Nitra to reroll the artifacts here and look for another scanner at least.
Can't send in supplies until you clear out the landing zone.
I think I may lock in nitrogenic powder since it is a key part of the build. The thing is, if I reroll, I'm probably going to waste a ton of nitra and maybe not even find anything, so this is good to have at least. And it also gives me over 50% crit right now, which will be a huge boost in my current power. I still don't think I can comfortably kill these shellbacks yet, so it is kind of nice to have some good power here.
Prepare to fight for your life. The big swarm is approaching.
Potency, potency. Let's take the neurotoxin. We do have a shellback here, so I'm glad I took the power there then. Ooh, a golden loot bug. And he's keeping the Praetorians off me as well. Good boy. Another damage, or there. I'll take the higher rarity since they're both my main weapons here.
The bugs are
Haven't had great luck on magnets yet, but at least I do have the core of the build with a gold scanner and the terrain damage. Reload speed, love that. A little bit more gold. And let's grab some more pickup radius since I am leaving a decent amount of gold behind with all the destruction in my wake. Absolutely. And we will take the explosion since I have several good weapons that are very important for high reload speed and potency. Don't want to debuff that. I could get some increased potency, but the level 18s aren't super useful, and I think I'll hit 12 on that naturally. So I don't need to take paint jobs for it. Reload definitely. Damage, nah. Potency's okay. And there you go, the 35% potency. I think that's the main two I'm looking for the debuffs for that weapon. And then I do want to hold some of my nitra for the crit chance, so I'll grab a little bit more gold stuff. I do want that though, so I can get the mining on that as well. There we go, true TNT, got it on both weapons. And then I guess I'm holding the rest.
This is a simple mining mission. Get it done, miner.
So we need the triple grenade for the high explosive, and maybe one more scanner, and the build will be fully online. But it's not bad still. Currently at 68% crits. Yeah, the crowd grenades won't actually fire unless there's any enemies nearby for them to target. So I do like having a little bit of mining speed for the build, even though the grenades are much, much faster than I am. But it helps in those dead times when you're not really throwing the grenades out. Right here I'm mining pretty slowly. Come on, nitra scanner. Or gold tipped bullets would be very good as well. Either of those I'm fine with. Let's get some reload. Nitra scanner or gold scanner. Both are very nice, but I have a damage scaler for nitra already, so we could definitely use that. So I'm at 94% now, and that can still go up quite a bit. There's some resources up there, it looks like, on the mini-map. Yeah, the true TNT overclock was actually buffed in the second to last patch, and it's actually very strong now if you can get the triple grenades and some decent reload and explosion radius. It'll just melt stuff. I'll take the purple here. Finally got a magnet towards the middle. One thing is that a lot of the time you'll have some minor frame drops as you're exploding like huge patches of the salt down, but I don't seem to be having that yet, so maybe that was improved a little bit as well. We'll see later on once I get more insane. Potency or reload, still need the overclocks here, and potency is one of the least priority sets I'm going for there. Frenetic is not great. Crit damage, sure. Guess reload over PGL. Need the overclocks there still. And those are pretty close. We'll take the potency for that, I think. So I'm at 114% crits here. And I do want to hold a decent amount of nitra for the powder. Reload, I mean, it will mine stuff out, free stuff a lot more, and it is the stat I want the most on there, so we'll take some. A little bit of armor. But I mainly want reload speed and explosion radius because they're really cool. Reload speed is good. That's a cheap level. And we did not get the triple, so that one's a bit of a bust, but I'll take some explosion radius for it. And then I'm still looking for explosion radius and reload for gold. But I don't really seem to be getting any. So I'm going to, I guess, just hold a bunch and hope to get gold tipped bullets later on.
Found the dreadnought. Now you just need to make it come out of hibernation by destroying the cocoons. Show them what a single dwarf can do.
But the high explosive actually does seem to throw the grenade when there aren't any targets nearby. So if I had gotten the triple on that, that would have been very helpful. Gonna be honest, I don't even remember what balance changes to the weapons happened. But a lot of the, well, all the weapons in the game now have the class masteries and stuff for them. So you get a decent passive upgrade to basically every weapon. A lot of them will have like 15% damage. Some of them that have status effects will have like 9% damage and 9% potency or something like that. The cryo cannon got 15% weapon range for the mastery, which is pretty cool for hitting the entire screen and freezing everything. Stuff like that. And then you also get more stats to each of the classes. Like Demolitionist, can I see that here? I have 9% XP and damage for having the level 4 mastery on him. But I don't remember if there were any changes to the weapon specifically outside of the masteries added to the game. So stage 5, still plenty of time to get some value out of the scanners if we get any here. And gold tipped bullets would be fantastic as well. I might just take BLT because it's really good. 16, I would lose a lot of crit from rerolling, so I probably should. Honestly, every time I see the ration pack and I pass on it, I end end up regretting it later because the HP and regen are just so nice to have, so take the smart choice and go with it here. Currently at 131% crits. It's actually active right now, so I want to try not to trigger that early, so I have more time to explode all the rocks. I don't think I really need 18 on that. And we have both of the most important overclocks, so I'll take some more damage for the primary weapon here. Whoa, that almost off-screened me for a big chunk of damage. So for the boss fight, I'm at 142% crits. Potency or reload? I think I'll take the reload for that one. And it looks like I've exploded most of the level now. Might have been a little bit on the edge around the left maybe? Yeah, there we go. Plus a bit on the ground from them exploding so far away. Let's get some HP out of these. Try and get some damage on the range guy now. I think I have all of the terrain exploded. Reload or damage. Probably push the cryo grenade. Definitely need to have my single target damage high enough where I can kill the bosses eventually. Reload speed, more debuffing than neuro. Bit of fuzz. I'll try and take a look at it after the run, I guess. Thank you. So we'll go luck, movement speed. Probably hold a lot of gold unless there's reload speed or explosion radius. I could use some crit as well, just to keep my damage high enough. I kind of want to keep the crit. I'm at 147% currently. Reload, definitely. Bit of crit there. Bit of crit damage. reload speed. Where's the explosion radius this run, man? More reload, big crit damage, and it's very expensive to reroll, so let's not waste any more there. Audio is not working, huh?
Let's get out of here.
It shows it playing on OBS. Is it working now? Yeah, it's good to know, it's just, I'm not sure how I'm good enough to fix that right now.
Prepare to fight for your life. Big swarm is approaching.
Okay, thank you, Silo.
Too much crap in the way. Surprise comes in. Enough, Miner. Big swarm detected. Document get ready. One grade of clearance on the way, Miner.
Ooh, we got the gold tipped, that's important. Puts me at 173% damage currently.
The swarm is heading your way. Load up.
Oh yeah, I think the wire is dying, but it was working fine before today, still. I guess it was always going to have issues at the worst possible time, unfortunately. My damage is actually getting a bit too high now, though. Can't really keep the elites alive to farm the rocks. Let's get some movement speed.
Gotta move on, Miner. The drop truck will head out momentarily. That elite never stood a chance. I will see to it there is a beer on the house when I make it back. If you make
I
it
think I just need a new microphone, to be honest. So, explosion radius finally got some. Let's see what else we got. I'm just gonna hold a ton of resources since I have the scaling now. Look for a little bit of reload and explosion. There we go, explosion. And that's good.
You have your objectives. Get it done, Miner.
So at the start of here, we're at 206% damage, 206% crit chance. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
The scavengers lit up like a Christmas tree. They got a swarm incoming. The swarm is heading your way. Load up.
And now everything's dead and I'm not throwing the cryo grenade, so I can't even mine. RIP.
Swarm detected. Get ready. Good.
Thank you, Jeffrey. That's very sweet of you.
We got too much clutter for the supply pod plan. Do something.
Grab that real quick in case there's a scanner. Getting a bit late for them now, but I might still take one. Divers is pretty good. Sure. Yeah, the mining demo is so insane once you get it going. It is a bit of a rough start since you often have to take the TNT mining at level 6, which will leave you at very low damage early on. But my stats are just insane now.
Objective completed, miner. Get to the drop pod before it gets back to orbit. Drop pod is about to leave. Get your ass moving, miner.
Reload speed, sure. Even faster mining.
That elite never stood a chance. I will see to it there's beer on the house when you make it back. If you make it back.
So a couple cheap rerolls to look for throwable reload speed and explosion radius. And I think that's about all I'm really taking here. I mean, it's worth it, but it's not as funny. Explosion radius, I want that. And one more. No explosion radius or reload, so we hold. So at the starts here, I am 309% damage, 269% crit chance. Nah, man, greed is good. Look at my insane stats this run. I just need to get Pickled Nitra on the last floor for absolutely insane damage and moonwalking.
Squeeze it in your way. Load up. Load up. You got more. Big swarm detected. Lock them, get ready. Supply blocked. Get the landing zone cleared. Prepare to fight for your life. The big swarm is approaching. Supply pod low. Impact imminent.
These are not great, but I don't know if I'm likely to reroll into anything amazing, so I'll take a bit of survivability here. Have to take some damage to actually pick up the red sugar though. There we go. Yep, there have been several times where I got a bit too greedy, and I was like halfway up the ramp, but I like fell off it as it was going in somehow. Let's get some more luck.
Get yourself onto that drop pod.
big armor, and a little bit more of greedy mining, since I have plenty of movement speed here.
That elite never stood a chance. I will see to it there is a beer on the house when you make it back. If you make it back.
Just looking for some reload and explosion radius.
Surely next time will be
Nope.
better. Nope. Try again.
Reload
Just the
speed.
upgrade I was looking for.
Big crit damage.
Upgrade. I want another go.
Nope.
Nope. Try
Reload
again.
speed. And maybe one
I want
more.
another go.
Nope.
You know the drill, miner. Fulfill your
So stage 9 we're at 323% damage and 318% crit chance.
Fuck that.
Yo, Rai, what's up? I'm just having a blast right now.
The scavengers lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarming coming. Drop supplies for you yet. Don't bring back.
Look how big the acid pools are from the neurotoxin now. Another gold scanner, why not?
The scavengers lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarming coming. Swarm detected. Get ready for the removal shortly.
Man, this build is absolutely ridiculous once you get it going now. And it's actually more efficient to spend the gold on good upgrades when you see them, but I've been passing up quite a few just because I want as much reload speed and explosion radius and then gold hoarding as possible.
Is arriving. Get moving. It won't hang around. Time's ticking, miner. Move it.
No, I need the grenades to mine out for me. I can't finish the quest. Rip. And all that gold too. No. Reload speed.
I need it. Let's
Few
shake it up.
rerolls for throwable reload
Let me try
or
again.
explosion
Gotta roll
radius
the dice on this one.
and luck and reload
Yes,
speed.
please. Next.
Explosion radius.
More options.
Nah.
Try again.
And then we hold the rest.
Here we go. You've found the dreadnought. Now
So we're at 347% damage and 380% crit chance. Oh man, with the crit stats I have, I think Squinties is actually a downgrade for me. But oh well, it helps the build get going early on. Because the crit stats on it are additive, I think, but the damage penalty is multiplicative on it. I don't know if I care about level 18 on that. I think it has the run and fear, and maybe the grenades when damaged? But I'm freezing everything on the entire screen. Yeah, my damage is getting so high that it's not really feasible to keep the enemy elites alive. I mean, there's nothing alive right now, so I'm not even throwing grenades. Let's get the rocks near the Dreadnought Cocoon before it becomes active. More crit damage. So I think that's all the rocks, so the final stats will be 532% damage, 479% crit chance. Little bit of resources I missed on the ground there. So that will make my damage number higher here. So the absolute final damage is 726%. Was that 100,000? Or was that 10,000? I don't know, that guy got wrecked. Yeah, there's like some 50Ks there, so it might have been 100,000 with the neurotoxin acid ramped up on him. Look how big the poison pools are. Easy peasy. So, final stats, massive damage, massive crit chance and damage. Main weapon, the cryo grenade, got the ideal overclocks for that, true TNT and cluster grenades. Had some nice debuffing with the acid, I think that's the two you want for max debuffs there. And we got the true TNT but no triple grenade, so that one was a bit of a dud. Artifacts, got the early gold, somewhat early nitra, massive crit with the powder, massive damage with the gold tipped, and a little bit of extra decent artifacts towards the end.
Very well done, miner. Taking you back to the space rig.
Finally got the salt pits done since I died to the bug, extra XP and mining. 94 million on the cryo. We had 15 million from the dot. 57 for the neurotoxin for a utility weapon is pretty solid. And then the high explosive actually had pretty good damage for a level 12 utility weapon. No triple grenade either. So I guess that was the one that was critting for like 100,000 at the end there. Not bad. 2 more cores. Let me get maybe some potency. And then maybe some movement speed to help me avoid stuff in the early game.